Good morrow, ladies and gentlemen, Allincrypto here, and welcome back, guys, for what is going to be nothing short of another jam-packed daily cryptocurrency market update. Of course, it is still the morning where I currently am, but it may be the afternoon or evening for you. So wherever you are and whatever you are doing, I'm wishing you a wonderful time. And it is Thursday, the 18th of July 2024. This year has flown by, and it's been a great year for the cryptocurrency space. The crypto markets generally have been pulling back, not just against the dollar, but against other pairs, other assets. And we do believe we are on the turn in regards to continuation and the kind of exiting of this pullback, and we are set to see higher prices. Now, that is not financial advice, just my own opinion. But as always, there's a lot to get into. And even though it's been a bit of a lackluster news day, it's going to give us the time to take a look at some interesting charts. So we're going to be starting the video off with probably the most breaking news over the past 24 hours, and that is in regards to an Indian cryptocurrency exchange that has been hacked. And we'll look at some of the coins that are likely going to be affected by this. They're already selling off to more of a degree than others. This is obviously due to the hack, I believe. Then we're going to be talking about some breaking news from Greyscale. Greyscale just announced a decentralized AI fund. Now, Greyscale are... they've seen the highest volume in regards to the Bitcoin ETFs. Also, Ethereum products, not ETFs at the moment, but we know that's coming this month likely. They're now launching a decentralized AI fund. We'll look at the coins involved. We'll look at the success of Grayscale's products. When you talk about the flow of money into the cryptocurrency space, it really goes Bitcoin, Ethereum, large caps, kind of trickles down. It's a trickle-down effect. Just like the stock market, you know, and we used Stan Druckenmiller, one of the greatest investment managers or portfolio managers of all time. We used him and what he did with NVIDIA, and then moved to the IWM, which broke out recently like we said it would, as a barometer for being bullish on risk generally. And the altcoin market is really yet to see alt season, but it is coming. We are looking at Bitcoin dominance very closely. We're going to be doing an in-depth video on Bitcoin dominance and alt season, the fact that we're on the cusp of it, and it's going to be a magnificent one, likely sort of spurred on by institutional interest. On the topic of that, we're going to be looking at OTC deals in regards to Bitcoin. We're seeing it just go crazy. We've seen more inflows in regards to ETPs this year thus far than we did the whole of 2021, which was the raging bull market. This is set to continue and actually excel with more exchange-traded funds, ETFs actually being approved within the United States, obviously the largest sort of pool of liquidity. And then we're going to be finishing things off on, we'll look at Bitcoin and a number of things when we're covering the sort of Grayscale charts. Then we're going to be finishing things off with a shocking revelation from Donald Trump, who is essentially considering JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon as Treasury Secretary. So he'll be replacing Janet Yellen. Now, Jamie Dimon has typically been quite negative on Bitcoin, but perhaps not the broader cryptocurrency space. And Trump is essentially saying he's changed his tune on Bitcoin. So we're going to be looking at all that. Let's start things off with the pressing matters of the day. And that is, of course, what's going on over in India. And here we have India Crypto Exchange. WazirX exploited over $230 million. Another day, another hack, guys. This is consistent. The thing is, we're big fans of blockchains like ICP and things like this, where you can actually build the things that exist on the internet and essentially eradicate things like hacks. This is why Web3 is going to get adopted, because it's cheaper, it's censorship resistant, and it's ultimately more secure. Because there's no human element. There's no kind of weak points, if you will. Certainly with something like ICP, and there are others that are very much on a similar path. You've got these immutable blockchains. So if these exchanges are operating on, and they can operate on distributed ledgers, this would be eradicated. But another day, another hack. It looks like the multi-sig was hacked, but the thing I want to kind of highlight most of all out of all of this is some of the coins most affected. So the compromised funds were moved to addresses that has actively begun converting stolen assets such as Pepe, Gala, which obviously is Gala Games, and USDT into Ethereum. Over 100 million in Shiba Inu, which has obviously caused Shiba Inu fears. The price is down significantly more than the rest of the market today. Was stolen by the hacker along with 15,290 Ethereum and 20 million Matic tokens worth $11 million on-chain data shows. This is just too frequent, and I couldn't help but use this sort of negative news, this horrific news, certainly for the people that were involved, as a way to kind of highlight the need for distributed ledgers. I still truly believe that people don't understand the technological revolution that is going on here. It's far beyond Bitcoin. The systems of tomorrow's world will run on distributed ledgers. The internet itself will run on distributed ledgers. Finance itself will run on distributed ledgers. Social systems will run on distributed ledgers. Supply chains, everything. Money itself will run on distributed ledgers. And you guys, and I'm talking to you on the other end of the camera, get to be speculators and early adopters of that technology before the world has even woken up to it. I am, we've got a lot of success in regards to the content that we put out. We're becoming, certainly for certain coins, we're already the biggest in regards to the amount of views that we get on certain topics. There's no interest in crypto right now, other than from people like myself and people like you guys, who have the foresight and vision to understand what's going on here. And there's an amazing opportunity that presents itself in regards to that. It's like speculating on some of the .com stocks that have been successful. Hopefully we get the ones that are successful back in or after the sort of 2000s .com crash. There's so much going on socially, from a monetary policy or money itself point of view, and everything in between. So, you know, we're looking at things like the Internet of Things. We're right now communicating on the Internet of People. There's an entire kind of digital world that is being spawned from this technology, and people still don't understand that, and the opportunities that are going to come from as a result of it. And when you sort of then go a little bit more philosophical and say, well, what does the world that we're moving towards look like? What role does money itself and value play in that world? What happens when we see things like AI displace jobs? What's that economy looking like? And, you know, the greatest wealth transfer probably ever, we're moving away from the old world into the new world, is taking place, and distributed ledgers are at the heart of it. Guys, that gets me excited. Hopefully that gets you guys excited. Let's move swiftly onto a little bit of positive news. So this is from Barry Silbert, who of course has a lot to do. He's a partner of Greyscale. I think he's one of the original founders. He also is the founder and CEO of DCG. I know that I'm hearing some boos there in regards to everything that's taken place with that. I'm quite excited about the new Greyscale AI fund. Now, the cryptocurrencies that they've chose are Near, Render, Filecoin, LPT, and BitTensor. And this is the official announcement from Greyscale. Very interested in this, and I think the interesting thing is that these coins are destined to do well as a result of being a part of this and ultimately unlocking capital in the form of exchange-traded products and then eventually ETFs. So we've been one of the few people to say, very much against Michael Saylor, pretty much the entire way, how many chairs are you sat on right now? Should you go all in on that computer chair that you sat in and only ever use that chair? I don't think so. Or that I'm sat on right now. But we are moving towards a world where you're not just going to have single ETFs like Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF. Solana is going to be the next one. We know that. And Solana BTC is a great looking chart. Near BTC is very close. We can maybe pull that chart up. But you're going to end up in a world where you have, just like with the S&P, just like with the Russell, basket of cryptocurrencies. And we look at a lot of those baskets to help us be bullish on the market. So one of the few people to do this. So this is Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, which made our targets, 2 targets for us first. This, of course, is the Ethereum Trust, which made our most recent target. And now we're looking at things such as, let me find it. We've got so many charts. Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund. And this is set to give us the same returns that others is set to give us. And this is obviously Bitwise Top 10 Crypto Index. Look at these breaking out. This is going to make our target, I'm sure. What can you derive from looking at these where you can be bullish on the space? Because if these are products that track a basket of cryptocurrencies and we've got destined for higher prices along with Bitcoin miners, along with crypto itself, when it walketh, talketh, and quacketh like a duck, guys, it's a duck. And the ding-dongs out there that continue to... I don't even know where you're getting your bearish narrative from at this point. Other than we're living in this crazy kind of world and there's going to have to be some sort of a disorderly descent, which I actually am agreement in. I just think that timing is everything in the market and that descent doesn't come until later. And we get that technically also if we're looking at things like the yield curve, etc., etc. So the reason I'm showing this is because if Greyscale, and they are launching this AI fund, it's likely going to do well. And I can't wait until that starts trading. When it comes out, I won't be able to get much from the charts, but eventually we will. And all of this analysis aligns with where we think Bitcoin's going. 151k, where we think the total cryptocurrency market is heading. And we pulled up others as well, which is another one we don't see people looking at. And this is predicting similar returns to what It's everything outside of the top 10. You know, the ETPs are predicting. And then when you couple Bitcoin dominance, you know, there's so much that we can sort of go into and derive from this. I did mention near. This is not the best near chart, I don't believe. So I think we've done a little bit of work on near previously. But the best chart for near is obviously arguably the BTC chart. It's one of the better looking BTC charts. Obviously, we've looked at Sol BTC. You can drive a bullish narrative for the overall space as a result of this. It's a great looking chart. And Sol itself actually looks quite good in regards to turning around, which means the crypto space more broadly is going to be turning around. How's our Tesla doubling coming along? You know, we think Tesla's going to double. What do we got here? Obviously, Amazon very much making its way towards our target. We're calling, just like we're calling for Tesla, doubling of this. And it's very much getting there. So, bullish, guys. Let's talk about some interesting on-chain kind of data. So this is from Kyung Ju. Bitcoin OTC market are overwhelmingly SEX markets. We knew that. Where wallets with above 1,000 Bitcoin, including spot ETFs and custodial wallets, added 1.45 million Bitcoin this year, totaling 1.8 million Bitcoin. In 2017, about 70 BTC flowed in over the year. Now it's 100,000 BTC weekly. It's a different game that is being played now that's been unlocked by institutions. Bitcoin is not just going to see that appreciation. Everything is. The space as a whole, and we've got technical merit to suggest all of it. I mean, this is a staggering chart, to say the least. We also know, we can see this kind of confirmed by, if you watch somebody like Eric Balanchunas or you pay attention to his Twitter, you know, some of the things he's been tweeting about. The last little bit of news, and I'm not sure whether this is bullish or bearish, I want to know your takes in the comment section, is Donald Trump's considering JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon as Treasury Secretary and says he's changed his tune on Bitcoin and crypto, of course. Now, Jamie Dimon has typically not been very great on Bitcoin. Obviously, he's all for the traditional banking system and the US dollar, of course. Why wouldn't he be? So was Trump, actually. You've got to be fair, guys. Even though I think Trump's going to win the election by a landslide, and I've always thought that before the whole ear thing, and we're going to leave that there because that is a very, very heated topic at the moment. I think the scariest thing, just to add a comment on it and not go into the actual event itself and give my own take on it, but the scariest thing is that we live in a world now where people don't know what to think. People don't know what's real and what's not. And I think that's scary because that confuses people and makes them very easy to control. Leaving that there, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. So that means Yellen will be out and potentially Jamie Dimon will be in. And the pushback there, of course, that people give is, well, Trump's still got to win. I think it's quite likely, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. That's life. C'est la vie. So that's it from me, ladies and gents. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. And it walketh, talketh, and quacketh like a duck. It's a duck. I'm wishing you all a wonderful day wherever you are, whatever it is you're doing. Don't forget to become a subscriber to the channel. You want to take things a step further, become a Patreon. And on that note, I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks a lot for watching, ladies and gents. I'll see you all in the next one.